As you know, this is a very interesting time in our city, and we are working to strike that right balance between a place to grow companies and being a place to grow families. Today, our city is wrestling with the challenges that come with a dynamic local economy and a vibrant technology overlay while still maintaining that small town community feel. It is also important to launch a new approach to how we talk as a community about these very important issues. Tonight we are kicking off what we hope is the first in many community conversations that will be part of the Our Palo Alto story.
The image that we are, or that any of our neighboring communities are, with the exception of a couple of small communities, are single-family dwelling unit communities where everybody has kids in school, is factually incorrect.
There is a concern that Palo Alto could have some of those similar dynamics to what's going on in San Francisco right now, of the city being very polarized by the longtime residents who are the people that keep that intellectual character of the city alive, that keep the the idea of Palo Alto as a great place to raise a family, not just a great place to grow a business. That community, I think, is not necessarily always complemented by the business hub here. I think that could be a tension. And it may be a productive tension over the years. I mean, no one's going to complain that there are too many jobs here. Or maybe some of you will, maybe, right? But I think, right? I mean, maybe that's an important question for the future of this city.
And I want to say that this is an amazing opportunity for our kids. There's so much diversity in our community. It gives them an opportunity to learn about other cultures and really grow into sensitive, caring adults. And they live in a much more diverse world than I think any of us grew up in, and that's a great opportunity for them. But we also it means our teachers have to learn how to be prepared to meet the needs of English language learners, because that's a huge proportion of the students that we have coming to our community. And so as a district, we spend a lot of time working to ensure that our teachers are trained to appropriately address those needs. And we also need to provide services to families in their preferred languages. So even as the students learn English, the parents don't always come along as quickly.
The inequality of Palo Alto, or the resources and the services available, puts Palo Alto in a much better position than much of the state of California. But even so, those inequalities, that majority-minority situation that Palo Alto is now experiencing, California was experiencing before that. And so the ways that Palo Alto and that the state of California figure out to deal with those questions and those problems are not just important in and of themselves, in the sense that we're solving those problems, but we become models for the rest of the world. And it seems a bit arrogant in a way to think that way and to say that, but I say it not out of an arrogance, I hope, but much more out of a sense of imperative that we have to really think hard about what are the problems that we're facing, how are we going to solve them here in our city and in our state in innovative ways, because we are almost guaranteed that the rest of the world is going to look at and think about how we have dealt with and solved these problems.
We're a welcoming community in a region. We have welcomed people with 62 or 47 languages. We have welcomed people from all around the world to come here and live and go to school and start companies. We are a leader back in the 1970s of welcoming people who slept overnight in their tennies in the Apple, workrooms development. We welcome a diversity of styles, a diversity of sexual preferences, a diversity of religions. We are a welcoming community, and that is so important.
I mean, unless Palo Alto wants to build a whole lot more housing, the city of Palo Alto is not going to solve.
Problem,
is not going to solve the problem on this scale, and probably San Francisco isn't even going to be able to solve it. The projections of how there's something like 10,000 new units under construction in San Francisco right now, and that is not even close to the projections of how many new units you'd have to build in that city to make a dent in the housing prices.
This is the start of an important conversation about the future of our city, and I am glad that you're all a part of it. Please bring a couple more people to the next one, and we'll keep growing the conversation. Thank you so much. Have a good night.